Piper's negotiations with Tilly, the proprietor of the Diamond Shell Inn, were proven null and void when Kreg enthusiastically demonstrated his abilities with a great axe on one of the innkeeper's chairs. With their discount now gone, our champions ventured down into the basement of the inn to rid it of the giant rat infestation. Learning how their skills can work together, and the holy terror that their bloodthirsty little gnome can be, the party easily dispatched the vermin. After a break to refresh themselves, it was off to a visit to the Pampered Hoof, where they met Gil, the blacksmith, and restocked their supplies. The dwarf was happy to provide what they needed, but proceeded to ask if they would speak to Philia, the tiefling proprietor of the local curio shop known as the Closet Cornucopia, on his behalf to collect the goods she had been withholding from him.
So you head over to the Closet Cornucopia, and it lives up to its name. The windows are just filled with strange knickknacks, and there's a shrunken head hanging there.
Brian, I dash.
Where?
To the window.
Okay. I'm like, you dash where? There's a shrunken head hanging from it. There are bones in a wind chime, but as you look closer, they're not bones, they're teeth. And they're not humanoid teeth. They're like fangs and claws and things from animals. There's this weird gem that's just kind of sitting there. That at different angles, it looks different colors. And that's just what's sitting in the window.
I run inside.
Kreg, no!
You run inside, the bell, I would say, rings, but it kind of ding 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 because of how forcefully he opens the door.
I just kind of catch it to, stop the door from...
You walk inside, and it has a very musky smell, like someone's burning incense. And there are books on the walls, and they're just bookshelves, and strange devices, it looks like. Weird alchemical-looking devices. Herbs hanging on the walls, hanging from the ceiling. Strange animals in cages. It's just weird stuff everywhere, and behind the counter is a tiefling woman. She has pale purple skin, not red, more like an auburn colored hair. Her eyes are emerald green, and her horns curl back like ram's horns. She's wearing robes that complement her. They're like a dark blue, and they kind of give her the look of a mystic, except they reveal a little more than a mystic probably would. Tastefully so, Piper. You're looking at it, you're like, well done. Not like, oh my god. It's, alright, I can see how you're still in business.
I mean, obviously.
Yes. So, she turns, well, hello. Welcome to the Closet Cornucopia. My name is Philia. How can I help you?
Another horny lady.
Why aren't you fresh?
He is very fresh. I am Piper. It's nice to meet you.
A pleasure to see a familiar face in foreign lands.
As much as we are curious about what you have here, our friend over at the blacksmith has tasked us with acquiring his metals, his order.
I show her the letter that she sent him.
She kind of straightens herself out a little and brushes the front of her robes and goes, as I told him before, he can come and collect them himself.
Well, we're the collecting squad.
He sent lackeys, apparently.
He has done this before, and he can come and get them himself.
He has sent lackeys before?
He has sent people. His assistant, his apprentice. He can come and get them himself.
Is there a reason why he needs to come get them himself?
His order. He needs to come get it.
Can I roll an insight check on her?
You may. You may roll any kind of check you like.
Sure, insight. I got a 17 on her.
17?
11.
I have a 19, because I can't find insight on a fucking sheet for the life of me.
13.
13. Kreg is too busy. He's looking at everything around him. There's something that looks kind of like a monkey, but its tail is striped, and it's eating a piece of fruit. And you're just looking at it, and it's just dropping little bits of fruit on your face, and you're just kind of licking at them as they fall on your face.
Alright.
And it just kind of looks at you and drops the pit on your head.
That's so cool.
All right.
Of course, he would be.
No, I have a
interested
20.
in
I have a
that.
20 modifier. I have a +1 inside. I found it on my sheet.
And Piper, was that for Philia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes. That definitely 100%. You didn't even need to roll. I could have told you that. Scratch, you don't care. She doesn't seem like she's being deceitful or anything. So after that, you just don't care. But for Jelltur and for Piper, her defenses went up as soon as you mentioned Gil. And she's actively trying to deflect away from reason. This is how it is, and you're going to do what she's saying because she's saying to do it. She's not going to give you a reason why, unless you persuade her, intimidate her, lie to her. You have to do some kind of charisma check to get her to move from her current position.
So,
Yeah, I'm willing to use the bard.
thanks. This will go fantastically.
Hey, look at your thing. What do you have now?
Oh, my renown.
You have renown points, which is something that we haven't gone over with
I
the
have-
new people.
We have not. Your performance skills have been spread far and wide, granting you a little extra sway with those you come into contact with. You may add your renown bonus to all charisma-based checks you make in social situations.
Oh, she has renown. Gotcha.
She has renown. This is a specialty of the variant that I created. Piper
Gotcha.
is from the College of Misdirection, and renown is a special skill that they have. And
Gotcha.
currently, you have +1 renown. So that means you get +1 added to your charisma checks on top of any proficiencies that you have.
So, we're new in town, obviously.
That is
Otherwise, we would have
quite
seen your
obvious
beautiful
indeed.
self before.
Why, thank you, my darling, and I would have definitely noticed you.
Give her a wink. So, what could you tell us about Gil anyway? Why would he trouble you so? Because I can tell you don't. There's something up with him that you don't like.
You need to make some kind of charisma check on that.
Persuasion?
Go ahead with the persuasion.
I guess. Natural 20, so 26 total.
So you say that, and she has that demeanor on, and then she goes, "Ugh, it's quite the opposite. That stubborn wolf just won't come over. I just want to see him. I want to talk to him, and he's always working, and it's all he ever has time for. And I thought if I could get him away from that damn forge long enough, maybe he would, I don't know, find other interests."
Oh, so you like him.
Quite a bit, and you see her blush a little bit. Here. She takes out a box. It sits heavily on the table. Here's his order. And might I be so bold? She takes out a piece of paper sealed with wax. Can you give him this as well?
Of course we can.
Thank you. I was never brave enough to send it, but he's so stubborn. I'll never get him here any other way.
Hopefully, we will make him understand.
I appreciate that.
There was one other thing he wanted.
I was about to say.
Hating to ruin the mood.
Oh my god.
He said he would like half the payment back for the hassle.
I see.
Oh no.
Well, she reaches
Yeah.
under the table and pulls out a satchel of gold. Here's the entire payment back.
Oh, he only said half.
Oh.
But, I mean,
He can make the decision on what to do with it.
alright, that's fine. I
And
take
she-
the gold.
Well.
Well, we will deliver your letter.
And his payment, and his supplies.
We will deliver your letter and hopefully return with him. How about that?
Don't want to make promises you cannot keep, darling.
I can be rather persuasive.
She'll try her
I've
best.
realized. Alright, so then you go off back towards the
I grab
pampered
Kreg
hoof.
by the mohawk and pull him out the store.
But
I have-
But yeah, you could come back late. You could come back later.
If
We
anyone
will
would
come
like
back.
to make a nature check on the thing he's been staring at this whole time, that's been
Sure.
dropping fruit pit after fruit pit on his head.
Nah, that's an 8. I'm too involved in this love story.
It's like some monkey thing. Who cares?
Right, so what kind of check you said?
Nature.
Sure, I got plus 2 to that. Why not? 15.
It's a lemur.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a
I
lemur.
pull- Nice. I say, nice lemur you got. Nice lemur you got there.
Thank
As
you.
I'm pulling Kreg out the store.
I have the package under one arm and I have the letter in my other hand.
Bye.
And she just kind of waves.
On our way back to the blacksmith, why am I dragging the goddamn gnome who is taller than me?
I jump on his shoulders.
Make an athletics check.
Oh,
Jelltur.
that's.
Can I make an acrobatic check to not let this happen?
Nope.
The
You're,
fuck?
you're like he's in contact with you. You're holding him.
I'm pulling about a mohawk.
Yes, which means you're not really going to notice when he does that.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. that's
4.
Wow, I rolled an.
Oh no, you didn't need to roll there, Kreg,
Okay.
because you just hop up on his shoulders and you just feel him crumble underneath you as he hits the ground.
Okay, this is not where I thought it was going, but
Face first in the dust, and you're like piggyback. Oh,
Get off me, please.
I get off and I basically pick him up if I can.
yep. You help him up.
I pick him up to the point where his feet are dangling a little bit, then put him back down on the ground.
I dust myself off. Is the sack of money fine?
Yeah, it's fine. It fell to the ground, but it's fine.
I look at the cat. You're clearly not carrying anything. Can you keep an eye on this?
I give Tiny Human a hug just to say sorry.
Yes,
It's
I
fine.
can keep an eye on him.
I think he said
Alright.
hug.
Hug.
I'm
Yeah, I
pretty sure
know.
he's hugging you right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, he hugged me and I said, he said, I'm sorry, and I was like, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Alright. So you get back to the Pampered Hoof without any incident.
So Piper, I'm assuming Piper likes to play matchmaker a lot.
I mean, did you see how she blushed? Did you?
Yeah, that and trying
No.
to get me with the innkeeper for some strange reason.
You with the innkeeper. I'll get to you
Oh
later.
my goodness.
So with the innkeeper.
Yeah,
You have your own room after all.
yes.
She has a key.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I have keys in my room?
She has a
She's the
skeleton key. She
innkeeper.
owns the
Because
building.
it's her room.
I don't like this anymore. I don't like having to close the bar. I have very many disagreements.
I thought Andrew was bad.
Andrew wasn't bad because Andrew was getting himself in trouble. The bar trying to get me in trouble.
That's the best kind of bard.
I don't want this bar.
Playing matchmaker today.
I am the best wing woman. So we get there.
Right, you get to the Pampered Hoof, and Gil is currently working at the forge.
I give it a loud whistle.
He looks up. Ah, you're back sooner than I expected. She's
I
usually...
set the box down, but I leave my arms on top of it.
she's usually a tough customer to deal with. He goes to
She's-
take the box.
No. First, you read this. I hand him the letter.
What is this?
Just
First,
read it.
she wouldn't get... What is her tieflings and not letting me have my box? He opens
You
the
can
letter.
have your box after.
What's my teammates? I need my stuff, man.
He's cutting the wax seal as he's saying it. He's just like, what is it with tiefling women and not letting me have my stuff? and he starts reading it. He's like, uh-huh. Oh, well, huh.
She gave the full price back.
Yeah, I have the money. She gave the full price.
For you to decide what to do with it, and she, hopes you'll actually go and see her sometime.
I don't know what
Right.
that means.
He holds out his hand for the money.
Give him the money, Jelltur.
50 gold.
That is actually half of what's in the sack. Yes.
I didn't count it, but yeah.
There's 100 gold in there.
I didn't know. I didn't count it. I wasn't gonna check your business transaction money. So
Okay, why'd you
What?
say 50 gold then?
payment for our services.
You said that before you know how much was in there.
Yeah, I'm charging you 50 gold for it for our services. I know. When it was half or not, I didn't care.
Problem here, right?
When it was half or not, I didn't care. I said 50 gold for our services.
I'd like to go back to dealing with the tiefling lady here. Because you strike me as a little shite.
Listen, we delivered your stuff, delivered you a love letter, I'm assuming, and got your full payment back.
He turns to Piper. I would like to do business with you instead. I'd like
Alright.
my satchel back, please.
Can I?
The bag of money that you're holding.
Oh,
Can I
put
take
it on
the-
I put it on the table for him.
Oh no, I thought you said you were like holding it back.
Oh no, I'm just saying. I was just saying how much services were. I would give him the
He-
money. I'm not gonna take it out my back myself.
He takes the bag back. He takes
That's
out the
rude.
50 gold and he gives it to Piper. Because
Alright.
he was going to give you that anyway. But he now does not like you,
That's fine.
Jelltur.
That's fine.
And he says to Piper, and anything you would like from my store, you can have it at 25% discount from here on out. Not him, he points at Jelltur. The rest of you. And he takes the box and he puts it, you hear like locks going. He puts it in and closes another locked chest. Takes the note and the satchel. And says, but as for now, I'm going to be closing up the shop. I have some business to attend to. And he goes into the shop and starts closing it up.
Business to attend to, he says.
We will walk with you that way if that's all right.
I'm
Not.
I think we should let him go there
He looks towards
himself. I think we should let him go himself.
I have a few things I need to take care of before going over. I've kind of been at the forge all day
All right.
for the
all
last
right.
5 days.
Oh, that doesn't sound healthy.
Well, doesn't smell good. And he closes the door, and you just hear click.
All right. I want to go back to the curio shop.
Oh
Alright.
my god, you this Bard, this fucking Bard.
You are sick. Let's go.
I am not sick.
Head back to the
I
inn.
told her that we would return with him. And I
We
want to
can
let her
return
know
before.
that
We
he's.
can return before him at this rate.
I want to let her know that he's coming.
Okay.
I'm
I
sure
think
he
she'll
will
know when
be,
he is,
but yes. So I go back to the curio shop.
Alright. Does anyone else go with her, or are you guys heading back to the inn?
Oh no, I'll go with her.
Alright.
I'll go too, just because I like the place.
We also gotta
Alright.
divide the gold. We also gotta divide the gold up.
Well, you're gonna
That's
do
true,
that in the
we'll deal
curio
with that
shop, or you're
later.
Gonna...
We can do
Yeah.
that when we
Later.
get
Yeah, we
back.
could wait. Yeah. You said this curio shop had like a lot of weird stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of weird stuff.
Like a curio shop would.
Like a curio shop would, yeah.
I haven't been to a curio shop, so.
Curio shops are basically full
Weird
of...
shit.
Yeah, weird shit, but trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. To quote Skyrim. But there's also things from all around the world, some handmade items that have strange purposes, or antique items that have been replaced by more modern things.
Jelltur, we can come shopping here tomorrow because I will definitely want to hear the details of her date.
I mean, fair enough.
Piper
But
want them
I don't
deets?
ask a simple. I want to ask this before you tell her anything. I want to ask a simple question.
All right.
So when we get there, whenever Brian
Alright.
says we get there.
So you enter the shop? Ah,
Mhm.
welcome
Yeah.
back. How'd the exchange go?
I give her a thumbs up.
To be fair, Piper didn't tell her anything, she just gave a thumbs up.
Yes, she did.
I go to the lemur.
Before she starts getting giddy, I was like, oh, I just have a real quick question. Do you happen to have any candles that possibly burn brighter than normal candles around here?
I have something burns longer, not so much brighter.
Okay, that's all.
And she takes out a very thick candle. It's probably about 2 inches wide. You've been using like inch wide, like taper candles. This one's a little thicker, so it burns slower. At the 2 copper.
Fuck for your copper. Yeah, just give her a silver piece. Fuck it.
Oh, why, thank you. Quite a generous young man now, aren't you?
Yeah, sure. Did not want to do copper math, Brian. I do not want to do copper math. Fuck off.
I know. I just love how, like, obnoxious you were with money to Gil, but it's like, I don't want to do the math. Here, take more of my money to Philia.
I don't want to do copper math, man. You said copper. I ain't trying to do copper math. Bugging.
I know,
Hey,
but
you
I'm
could've said
just...
Electrum.
I could have said Electrum. I'm just enjoying the fact that Gil now thinks of you as a stingy little asshole, and Philia thinks you're such a generous young man.
Oh
Hey,
god.
listen, they are free to think what they want.
I'm just amused at how differently you acted, that's all.
Hey Brian, besides the lemur, is there anything else interesting in the shop? Because I may want to buy something.
There is a tank of water that is very sludgy and very hard to see through. And there's something moving inside of it.
In the tank of water?
In the tank of water.
I press my face against the thing like a child at the aquarium.
Alright. It's kind of black, but the water is brackish and hard to see through, so...
Okay.
There's something swimming around in the water, and the cat's not attacking it. Crazy.
I go up the tiefling lady. Kreg does not remember her name.
Philia.
Philia. Horny lady.
We're going to have to work on that with you, I believe.
Okay. What's in the tank?
Oh, that is, it's Severus.
Ooh, who's that?
He's a little friend of mine.
What kind of friend?
Yeah.
She's just smiling. She reaches under, and you hear, like, a cutting noise. She comes out with a little chunk of dried meat, and she goes, why don't you put that, on the top of the water?
I do that like a child.
Mm-hmm.
But the little chunk of meat floats on the water for a second, and this tentacle flips out, grabs it, pulls it under the water.
That's cool.
Yes, he is a strange little curiosity I got from a ship sailor. He sold me an egg. He didn't realize I knew how to hatch it. Got it at a very good deal.
Oh, that's so cool. As I press my face
seen
against the
this
glass
thing
again.
This time, you know that scene in Futurama?
Oh,
where,
yeah, I know exactly.
Slams against the glass.
Yeah, I basically
Picture that, but with about 8 tentacles and a lot more teeth.
Basically, I fall back and I just start laughing like.
He gets a little fresh later in the day. He's so hungry. You can't feed him too much, though.
Okay, that's fine.
If he gets too big, there'll be nowhere to keep him.
Let's see.
Kreg, dear, we will come back tomorrow for any purchases that you guys want to do, okay?
Okay, pretty much it's.
Because...
I think I know what I might want to buy if it's available. So
It's gonna be goddamn lemur.
Yeah. I look at Piper and I'm like, okay, we can come back tomorrow.
So this
We
magical,
will come
this
back
magical
tomorrow.
item sucks, bro.
Because, Philia, he went to go get himself cleaned up, and he'll be over. So you might want to, close up shop for the day.
I think that is a good idea. She comes around the side, and her tail is swishing side to side, kind of like how Piper's was when she was walking back to the pampered hoof.
But yes, so we will see you tomorrow.
I am very excited to do it, so. When she comes around, she gives you a hug, Piper. In a very, I guess, sisterly way?
Yeah.
Yep.
I go over and give them both a hug.
He's a toucher, isn't he?
Very much so.
I agree. As I'm like rubbing my back a bit.
Well, then I should probably close up as well and get myself ready in case he's quicker about it than I am.
Just yeah.
So have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And I bring Kreg with me outside.
And you just hear click, zip. By the way, the zip is the curtains coming down.
So it's her running back in the back.
Oh, come now. Philia has way too much poise for that.
Sure.
One match made. Now for the next one.
Yeah, none of them are the fucking bard. I showed no interest. There was no interest. There was no interest. The bard is like, I want this. I'm like,
I want to make this happen now.
I'm like, well, what grounds are you getting this idea from?
The way Nicole's playing her character, it's basically like the little girl with the Barbie dolls just kissing each other.
Yes.
Think of it this way. She's using her skills to take people's lives and turn them into her own little love drama.
Yes.
Imagine if she was to ever use that power for evil.
Their lives are her soap opera.
Your lives are her soap opera.
This is the
And
worst.
so far, she was trying to make a happy ending.
This is the
Imagine
worst.
later in the game if Piper were ever scorned.
Oh.
I feel bad for the man that wrongs her. Shit.
Yeah. Ooh.
End them.
Does this stick of candle burn twice as long?
Twice
Okay,
as
so
long.
2 hours then.
Alright, so what time of day is it?
After that, it's probably getting to be about 4 in the afternoon.
So we can probably go get, a drink,
Get on lunch.
get something to eat, help you
Some rest.
land Tilly, check on the children.
Excuse me, what was that last step?
Check on the children.
Before that?
Something to eat?
After that?
Check on the children. Come on, JJ, keep up.
In between those two?
Is
Oh,
you.
come on. She's a very pretty woman.
As I said
Little
before,
woman.
though, right now I am not interested. I thank you for the offer.
But what about, it's not all about what the man always wants.
About that scorning Piper, I think we're about to find out.
She is a flirty type, but I don't think she has any real interest in me.
Why don't you give it a try?
No,
and
you're
see?
not letting her control your life.
You're not
You're
letting
not
her
letting
control your
her-
life. You've scorned her. She's going to ruin it now. Ruin everything.
Well, if you won't let her play matchmaker, she'll just have to destroy your life instead.
She'll play something else. How about we play soldier?
I'm sorry, Jelltur, dear. What were you saying?
I'm just not interested, okay?
At least talk to her. You never know.
We can have side conversations as members of the same species.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're an attractive young man. She's an attractive young woman.
This attractive young man has other things to get done in his life right now.
As they're talking and everything, Kreg chimes in and goes, "She's a pretty half-human."
Yes, she is. You should go talk to her, Kreg.
Okay. I run inside and go talk to
Oh
her.
no. Jelltur.
Tilly is moving stuff around. Behind the bar, there actually is an oven, and you smell the food being cooked as you walk in. It is this delicious, savory smell.
Oh,
Nope.
that smells good. What are you cooking?
Oh, it's just some mincemeat pies.
Close enough.
Kreg is starving at this point, so he's like, "Oh, I'll take one."
She whacks your hand with the spatula.
Ah,
Oi! They ain't ready yet. You going to have to sit down and wipe foot.
okay. I sit down on a stool and kind of, just sit and wait.
You watch her line up pie after pie after pie. She's got a cooling rack back there. So there's like the bar
Yes.
and the space behind it between you and her.
Brian?
So you can't... Yes?
I rolled to see how much I'm salivating, and I rolled a nat 1, so...
You are just drooling on the table. On the bar. There's just like a puddle on the bar.
Right, one of the things like this smoking pipes exist this time, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pipes.
I'm gonna be outside the inn for now and just smoking one.
Alrighty. Piper went in and Kreg went in. Just throwing that out there. Scratch,
Scratch also went in.
Alright, Scratch goes in. Jelltur is sitting outside smoking his pipe.
And not eating.
I'm gonna come in later. It's just smoking a pipe. It's like a cigarette break.
So, Tilly,
Hi.
what do you think of my friend Jelltur?
Damn
Oh
it,
my
you beat me
fucking
to
God,
it.
woman. Oh my fucking God, woman.
You beat me to it because
He's not here.
I should have
I
went
just
inside.
have like my hands propped on, my chin propped on my hands on the bar.
He's a fun one.
Not your type?
More your flirt, the better the tips tend to be, but yeah, he's not really my type.
Oh, alright. That's fair.
I prefer men of larger stature. She kind of
Oh.
pops her eyebrows at you.
What kind of stature, out of curiosity? You know, so I can keep an eye out.
She kind of nods her head at Scratch. About his height,
Oh.
but not really into the fair.
So like humans, half elves.
No offense
elves.
there, big man. She says, looking at you, Scratch. But it takes forever to spit all that out.
I understand that. I truly, truly do.
Excuse me?
You think an entire race that
he just got it. Oh God.
you think an entire race that has that much fur in them would learn how to groom better?
You would think.
Scratch is pointedly trying to ignore all of this.
I'm so glad I stayed outside now. Holy shit. Oh my God.
Actually, Kreg just had an idea, gets up, runs to Scratch, and I look at him,
Oh
and
no!
I'm just like, is there fur everywhere?
Before Scratch has a chance, Tilly just goes, "Yep." Goes right back to cooking.
If you touch me, I will claw your face off, Craig.
So I finish my pipe and walk in.
Kreg slowly backs up.
The tail is just still like swishing slightly.
I love how a happy tiefling is the same thing as like a happy cat. It's just the gentle swishing tail. Like this is fun.
Kreg goes over and just watches the tail go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
So Jelltur, my friend, you are unfortunately out of luck.
Are you saying that right in front of Tilly, or are you pulling him aside for that?
I'll pull him aside. You are unfortunately out of luck. I'll have to find you someone else.
Or you could not.
I think I will. I just pat him on top of the head and go back to my stool.
I go back to my stool and salivate for more.
I
until
look
the pies are
up
ready.
to the sky. I look up to the sky. Is this what me not? Is this because I don't believe in you? Is this how you gonna do me?
Oh, we should check on the children. That was one thing we were going to do.
They're still sleeping up there. I won't really bother with them too much right now.
All right.
They seem to have.
We'll save
had
them
a,
some food, though.
Of course, I'll send a plate. They had a rough day, from what I could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, losing both your parents did that to you.
Don't know it.
They're...
How do you think I own an inn this young?
You
Sorry
lost
for your
yours
loss.
too?
Dad worked down on the docks. Got crushed. I guess you could say Mom did too after that.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Very sorry for your loss.
It's a whole part of life there. You just gotta live with it, do your best. I take what I can
True.
when I can. Helps that I have the inn. Gives me something to do. And then when the ships roll in, gives me someone to do.
Exactly.
I guess I should write letters to my parents.
You probably should.
I write letters to my parents.
In the corner, scratching away. Alright, so if there's no other particular conversations you want to have, you
No.
converse, you get served the mincemeat pie.
It's food.
It's food, and it's
I'm not going to think too hard about what the meat is. Just eat.
Yeah, it's a very good plan.
How does it smell? How does it taste?
It smells very good, and it's
Tastes like
very
chicken. Tastes like chicken.
It's spiced nicely.
This is very good, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm assuming I love it.
It tastes a lot like the squirrel that you would eat back in the forests.
Tastes like home.
Just a little leaner. You taste?
I taste it, and does it seem familiar?
A little bit, yeah. It's reminiscent of a flavor. Make me a wisdom check.
13.
You've definitely had this before, but you can't remember where.
I eat my meal. I can't give the dishes back to Tilia. Thank her for the meal.
She nods, goes, "You're quite welcome." She gives you a wink, and she goes back to taking care of the needs of the inn. People begin filtering in, not a lot, 2 or 3 every so often. They grab a drink, they pay Tilly, they thank her, and they leave. You get the feeling they're kind of just trying to get out of the house, get away from responsibility for like 15, 20 minutes. Which is why, Piper, you now understand why she didn't bother hiring you to perform. No one stays long enough to enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, I could perform if she wanted me to.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind.
She's coming and going. She's moving in and out, back and forth between the basement and the top level, so she'd only be able to hear part of it. So, she's not going to bother you with it. But other than that, you guys done for the evening?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. You can head on upstairs and go to bed and get yourselves a nice long rest.
Yay, long rest.
Alright.
Alright. What now?
Well, that's up to you. You guys are currently in a town that is walled off against an oncoming horde that you don't know how far away it is. The other side of the town is completely blocked off by water, and the edges are basically in a forest or a mountain. So, what are you going to do? You know Mace is on the other side of that lake. You know the army is coming.
So we gotta get out. We gotta get out of here, though.
Hey, Brian, I'm gonna just check my weapons and everything.
Alright.
I just want to make sure that they're still, like, not too worn and everything.
No, they seem to be still sharp. I mean, you didn't really use the blade that much.
Stop that, you.
I'm going to go upstairs and check on the kids.
They are sound asleep right now.
They are?
Yeah. I mean, they woke up to their parents being murdered. They ran for their life. They were just...
It was a long day. I'm sure they're
It was
sleeping.
a long day. It's only been... I mean...
It's also been relentless.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys woke up pretty... You were woken up at the break of dawn. You got there around 10, and when you're running for your life, you're not sleeping. So they were awake and alert the entire 2 hours you were driving there.
Okay.
You got them to the inn. They probably crashed around 9 o'clock in the morning, so they've only been asleep for 9 hours. And that's if they were asleep for the whole 9 hours. They could have been awake when you were out and had something to eat and gone back to sleep. I mean,
They're depressed.
they're just... Well, not even just depressed. It's been, as Matt said, relentless. They're just completely drained.
Okay.
We also need to figure out what to do with them.
Alright.
I mean, you could set them up with people. That seems to be your MO.
It's more trying to set them up with the family. Or somebody to take care of them.
Well, there is the bar.
There is what?
Tilly,
Tilly is a child herself.
maybe they could help her.
Maybe. But how long until the war reaches here? How long will they be safe here?
I'm literally going to station myself outside their room and just have my axe.
We're all in the same room.
Oh, we're all in the same room.
Other than Jelltur. Jelltur has his own.
And Jelltur got his
Yeah,
own room.
Jelltur is the only one with his
So
own room.
it's everyone and the kids, right?
Yep, it's a very large bed. Think a little bit bigger than a king-size bed. It's enough to fit 10 people in it to sleep.
Okay. I'm going to lean myself up against the door with my axe out.
Alrighty.
And I'm basically going to sleep like that.
Make sure you actually get sleep.
I'll be fine. Just want to make sure everyone's safe.
Would you feel better if we set watches?
No. Trust me. I'm up against the door, so if they want to come through, they almost have to go through me. So I'm gonna wait till there is a window to the room, right?
No, not in the main room. Jelltur's room has a window, but
Okay, no, that's
big
all I
room
need to
doesn't.
know. So I'm prepped up against the door, relaxing.
alrighty.
I'm okay with this window in my room. Where does this window lead at in my room, actually?
It doesn't overlook the lake itself, but you can see like the shops and the lake.
Oh, so it's like leading out to the front of the store?
Side.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because the inn basically, it straddles the residential and business areas. So you're on the northern side. The door faces west.
So there's an alleyway going to my window.
Not a lot in the way of alleys. The buildings are too spread out.
Gotcha. Understand. Okay. So, I guess that's our long rest time.
Yep, that's your long rest.
Alright.
You wake up the next morning, and you feel rested. You hear the lapping of the water on the shore. It's not as aggressive as those of you that grew up near oceans, but it still has a calming effect. You get yourselves ready for the morning, wash up, dressed, ready, and you go downstairs, and there's more mincemeat pie for breakfast, because that's how things work. You have the food, you eat it.
I rush over.
It's a little cold, but oh, so good.
I come down a bit later after everyone else.
Yep, and Tilly is behind the bar, taking care of what needs to be taken care of in the mornings.
I say good morning.
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 I guess I'll grab some breakfast.
There's a plate waiting for you, ready to go.
I grab a plate, sit down, and go to breakfast.
Alrighty. Anyone have any conversations they want to have, or things they want to look into?
I know someone else is looking at something, alright. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know you're waiting for it. How did you guys sleep last night?
I slept well.
Yeah, it was a good night.
The kids?
I mean,
The calmest sleep I've had in a while.
The kids are actually sitting there eating with you.
Oh, then I dressed them.
Yeah.
You guys sleep.
I slept.
Cassie just kind of shrugs. She's playing with her food more than eating it, but every now and then she does eat. Mostly when Jeff prods her to do so.
I take out my large, purple, pointed, wide-brimmed hat again, and I just plop it onto her head.
She kind of looks at you. She has this very weak smile, but it's there.
And I give her a hug.
She just kind of presses her face into you a little bit.
I go over to Jeff, and I look at him, and I'm just like, "Hey, Tim, come have a conversation with me."
I get my name right, and maybe.
Oh, Tom? And then Kreg kind of pulls out a piece of paper, goes, "Oh, Jeff, come with me. Come
He
out."
looks at Piper and goes, just watch her, pointing at Cassie.
Of course.
Thank you. And he follows you outside.
So we go to like the closest courtyard thing for what I'm going to try to help him through something.
There's not a lot of courtyards. There's space between buildings, so
I-
you can take them around the side of the inn.
I just want enough space that I'm kind of going with the whole punch out your feelings type deal, where I'm not gonna fist fight him, but I just want enough room where we could move around a little bit just to get some aggression out, because he looks very tense and Kreg can tell, and he wants to try to help because that's kind of what he was taught to do in several different ways for several different reasons.
Alright, so you have space.
Okay.
I'm gonna say you're on the side of the inn. You see a pile of wood needing to be chopped. You see an axe in a stump. You see the crack in the side of the wall where the rats had been getting in originally. It's behind part of the wood pile that's there, so that's why Tilly didn't see it. There's a well,
Okay.
and that's really all that's on this side of the building.
Okay, there's wood and stuff to possibly be chopped?
Yeah.
Alright, he looks at him like, "I haven't been with you long and you seem very sad because I think the party would have been like, yeah, just leave them be, their parents died, blah blah blah." Right, Bryan?
Yeah, if you had said anything to them, I get the feeling that probably, yeah. Because you did just say to him, "You look very sad." He's gonna look at you and go, "That's an accurate depiction of me currently, yes."
I was gonna say it's an understatement.
I've learned one thing when I'm sad. Sometimes getting aggression out may not be the worst possible thing. And I pull off my hand axe, my great axe, hold it
He
out.
takes a step back.
And then I hold it out.
What am I supposed to do with this?
I take some wood, And I stand it up on the closest thing that we can chop a little
You
wood.
put it on the stump.
The
There's
stump.
a stump there.
Yeah, I'll put it on the stump. And I'm just like, whenever I'm feeling sad, sometimes I work out, sometimes I just do things. But when things really, really seem to be bad and I just lose my smile, I just sometimes just get my aggression out somehow. And you look like you could use some outlet right now.
Bryan is a little scared.
He's basically gonna look at him and just go, my dad died when I was younger.
Seems to be an epidemic of that. He
Yeah.
walks over and he picks up the wood chopping axe.
You can use that too, and I put mine back on my back.
Yeah. You know what would have happened if you tried to use that fucking thing on a piece of wood?
Would have destroyed it.
You would have gone right through to the stump. You would have gone through the stump.
Never said he was smart.
That's true. So Jeff grabs the wood chopping axe and goes, not really feeling that much aggression. And he takes it and he chops the first piece of wood. And the two halves go on either side. He was a farmhand. He knows how to do this.
Okay.
Do you load him another one or do you wait for him to do it?
I load him another one.
Alright, so you put another log right there and he goes, it's not really anyone's fault what happened except those stupid monsters. Chops it, the two halves go flying.
I do it again.
It's like,
Embrace your hate.
I mean, we couldn't have left, a little earlier, maybe that night, and he chops again. You just see the halves start flying.
I do it again.
Couldn't have left because we had to have you guys with us, and he chops it again.
I do it again.
Not you guys, the adventurers chops. And this kind of goes on. He's just getting, because they're something to aspire to. They're heroes, and every time you feel that intensity grow, he just hits, and he's just chopping and chopping and chopping. He's like, and now it's up to me to raise her, and he chops the wood. And what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to provide? Our farm is gone. What other skills do I have? And he just chops the wood in half. What am I supposed to do? Take this after them? And he just points out over the wall, holding the axe in his hand. So Cassie can be on her own? So Cassie can die alone? It was selfish. It was stupid. We should have left last night. We should have left them behind. They could fend for themselves. We should have just left. And he just one-handed buries the blade of the axe into the stump.
I look at him. You don't need to be an adventurer to find your way. See that anger? I have that anger too. Use that anger and protect your sister in any way you can. I basically take my axe and then I just split the stump in half. If I can.
Oh, you easily can.
Yeah. My
Bury
dad.
your battle axe into it.
I look at him, I'm like, my dad died, and my mom wasn't the nicest person. You at least had a loving mom, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah, they both loved us.
Use their
Doesn't
memory.
mean they weren't stupid sometimes. There were things we could have done different, things we could have done better. We shouldn't have been there.
Well, sometimes you just have to roll with the punches. It may not be what you want to hear, but it is the truth. Use that anger and defend what you believe to be important to you. Mine is my friends, the people I care about. As I pull out the paper going, look at all my friends.
I was sitting there going, as he takes out the paper, as he takes out the damn paper. So he looks at the list you're holding. You've got a lot of friends. I assume. I can't read, but okay.
I'm not that great of a reader too, so it's okay.
That's right. He can read and write as Kreg.
No, I know. I'm just trying to make him feel better. I'm just like, I found what's important, and I'm fighting to protect it. I chose to be an adventurer because I wanted to see the world. But I will protect the things I care about. I use the rage that is in me, productively, of course.
That's my secret, crap. I'm always raging.
Yeah. Protect your sister. And when you get tired, when you get angry, when you get stressed, I put another piece of wood on the broken stump.
He's turning him into a barbarian.
Find your power. Protect your sister.
I will.
It's your journey. Only you can decide what's the best path. And then I walk over and I give him a bear hug.
probably crushing his bones in the process.
I'm not gonna. I'm not.
He's like, okay, easy.
Sorry.
It's fucking jacked gnome. Holy
The sentiment is there, though.
I basically, after I kind of just pat him on the back and go, "You got this," and then I walk back. Inside.
Do you take your axe?
Oh yeah, no, I definitely do. I pull it out and I'm just like, put it back on my back.
All right. A few minutes later, he'll come back inside. He's gonna go.
I'll come back in going, I helped, and I just walk back and eat another pie.
Does anybody else have concerns about how he helped?
Well, a few minutes later, Jeff will come in. He kind of gives you guys a wave.
Ignore him.
Goes upstairs. It's like, I'm just gonna clean up.
No, they'll probably look at Piper. No, I think you did good.
Okay.
What do you guys plan to do next?
I know what someone plans to do.
I mean, obviously.
I think I have a friend at the curio shop I need to see again.
I think we both have a friend at the curio shop that we need to visit to find out the details of a certain date.
I think there's a merchant at the curio shop that I want to go talk to about business.
So you guys are leaving to go to the curio shop?
Yes.
I mean, Jelltur, she's already taken.
I said business.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
Woman.
So you...
That's exactly how Jelltur was about. Woman. Cease.
So you are leaving the inn.
After Jeff comes to, once he
Cassie.
collects. Yeah.
You guys are leaving, and as you're walking away, all you hear is, "Oi! What the fuck happened to my wood chopping block?"
I walk faster. I walk faster.
I don't actually know what happened to his wood chopping block, so how?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, so I'm just gonna walk.
Yeah, I walk
Yeah,
faster.
you're already away from there. You just hear Tilly's voice shouting that.
Kreg walks faster.
I still walk fast. I was like,
What did you do?
I know exactly what. I don't know exactly. I have a good idea of what happened. I have a +2 to intelligence. I have a good idea of what happened.
I'm like, helping a friend?
God damn it, Craig.
This has been the Reliably Chaotic podcast. Champions of Solane is an original Dungeons & Dragons adventure written by Bryan Scharf using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rule set published by Wizards of the Coast. My name is Bryan Scharf, and I've been your DM. You can reach me at ReliableDM on Twitter.
This is Jair, also known as Jade, and I play the character of Jelltur.
This is Nicole Summers, and I play Piper.
This is Matthew Reed, and I play Scratch.
This is Andrew Brown, and I play Kreg.
Theme music by Adrian von Ziegler. All other music by Kevin MacLeod on the Incompetech website. Detailed information on music used is provided in this episode's description. The music for this episode was selected by Nicole Summers, and the episode was edited by Matthew Reed. Contact us on Twitter at Reliably Chaotic, or email us at reliablychaotic@gmail.com. If you like us and want to support our show, please support us on Patreon at patreon.com/reliablychaotic, or by leaving a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. Thank you for listening. We hope to see you again in our next adventure.